The international community is waiting for Iran's response to the 5+1 proposal over its nuclear program. Meanwhile, discussion in major Washington think tanks is now turning to how the next American president will deal with Iran and its nuclear ambitions. US policy expert Paul Hughes said that the upcoming president should take the route of strong new diplomacy instead of military confrontation.
It's neat for diplomats and politicians to say we're not going to recognize this country. We'll just wish it away. We did that with China through the 50s and the 60s, and there are a lot of dead American soldiers and Marines. The next administration needs to begin engaging Iran diplomatically with the goal of reestablishing full diplomatic relations.
Nick Burns, former U.S. Undersecretary for Political Affairs, who just recently stepped down as the leading American policymaker on Iran, expressed similar thoughts.
I certainly think that the next American administration deserves a chance at diplomacy. I hope that's going to be the future.
Retired Admiral William Fallon, former head of U.S. Central Command, is not optimistic about short-term prospects of resolving differences with Iran.
You've got to engage with people around the world. There are some significant issues with Iran based on their behavior, and then recognizing the realities of 30 years of non-dialogue.
That lack of dialogue since Iran's 1979 Islamic Revolution, other experts said, is indeed a serious obstacle. The Secretary of Defense Robert Gates recently stated that a war with Iran would be disastrous, but specified that Washington should leave open the option of a military strike. Nonetheless, Fallon's statements are echoed by other U.S. military experts. Former Assistant Secretary of Defense under Ronald Reagan, Lawrence Korb, said that the world's energy supply, 20% of which comes from Persian Gulf countries, must be ensured by the U.S. and the member countries of the UN.
It's not going to be military force that's going to stabilize this region and ensure access to oil. Too much military power, in effect, can have the opposite effect.
For now, the world waits, hoping for the best and preparing for the worst.